So in this video, we're just going to do a walkthrough of how to use Bambu Studio, how to slice something, and how to get it to the printer. Okay, so there are a number of ways on how we can do this, and this is going to be a kind of a brief walkthrough. So let's assume that we've got Bambu Studio installed, and we've got our printers installed. And you're going to have some screen that probably looks something like this when it boots up eventually. Okay, so let's go through our basic interface, and we're going to import something, and we're going to go through some of the basic settings just to get you started. So up here at the top left, you'll see where it will have the printer. And if you don't see it, just make sure that you're on the Prepare tab, because you can go through these tabs and they will take you to different areas that you can work on. So I am going to change this to, let's say, actually I'm going to leave it on the Mini, and we'll see why here in a second. Okay, so the little Bambu Mini is the smallest of the Bambu printers, and then you can pick the plate. And it'll usually default to the plate that came with the printer, so you usually might not have to worry about that. Okay, and then you can deal with filaments. If you have a multicolor machine, you can add up to 4 filaments by just clicking the little plus icon right there. Let's say that we have 1 color for right now, and so you can minus that and get rid of it. We'll show you how to paint here in a second. All right. The next thing that you'll do is in the processes this is where you're going to define the quality of your print. And typically, we're going to go with 0.2 because our diameter for our nozzle, which is set at default, is 0.4. That's giving you the fine detail of the printer. Okay. And so that's usually you want that to be, roughly about half. So if I went with 0.6, notice it will change it to about 0.3. So the software is pretty smart for you. Okay, so I'm going to change this back to 0.4. That's the default, 0.2, and this is where you will work for the most part. Now, underneath of all of these settings, until you start getting really comfortable with 3D printing, the nice thing with Bambu Studio is all of these settings are pretty good. You don't have to worry about them for the most part. Layer height is how thick the layers are. When you look at a 3D print, you're going to see that it has layer lines, but 0.2, it's pretty high quality print. And all of this stuff you don't have to worry about. Just typically when you're first learning, you can mostly ignore all of this, and then as you get better at it, you can learn more. Strength, wall loops, that's where you're going to get the strength of your print. That's going to be 2, and that's the default. If you want a stronger print, you would typically bump this up, and then you see that little orangey arrow that pops up right beside it. When you change something, it changes to orange, just to let you know you changed it. You didn't break anything, you just changed it. Okay, and then down below is the other one that you typically are going to worry about, is this infill density. When you're making a 3D print, you need to have some kind of infill. That's the stuff that makes up the print on the inside. That's what kind of gives it a little bit of weight. And the default is 15%. Kind of depends on what it is that you want to do. You can change that to 20, 25. You typically don't want to print it much higher than that, typically, unless you have a good reason to. So if you want something to be heavy, right, you can make it 50, 60, 75% or something like that. The strength of a print is in the walls. You typically will just get weight here, and it'll increase the strength a little bit, but not like what increasing the number of walls will do. And I don't like grid infill as a lot. I typically go with gyroid or rectilinear. So let's change this one to 25 for right now, but we'll see what's going to happen when we import something. Okay, now speed, don't touch these settings when you're first learning. Just go with everything with the default. As you get more experience, you learn more, you'll learn what these settings mean, and you'll be able to change them. Support, this is going to be a critical one, and we'll see this here in a second. Others, there is some things here that it's useful to know about, like brim, and we'll see what that means. But that's really all the settings you have to worry about. Okay. So let's import something. So I had a light fixture break, and so I designed a new one. So I'm going to go import it. I've got bunches of things. You can see the bridges that we did in class. So let's go down here and grab my light fixture that I made. I think that's the right one. Or maybe that one. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. So I'm going to grab a different one. I want to make sure I get the right one. That's the right one. Okay. So notice I'm printing on the A1 Mini. That's the small one. And if anything is wrong with your Bambu Studio, you'll see it will pop up a little red error down here on the bottom. And here it says, following objects are laid over the boundary. And see where that is kind of grayed out right there at the top? That means this is too tall for the printer. Okay. So I could try to adjust this and lay it at a different angle or something like that. Or we have other printers. So we have a lot of X1Cs. So you can go up here, and the X1Cs is called the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon. I'm going to click that. Okay. And I can move this down, and look, no error. Error goes away. All right. And now I've got my light fixture. Okay. All right. So one of the things that is useful to do is the software is pretty smart. So I'm going to click on it. And up here at the top is your menu bar. Again, there's a lot of things when you're first learning. You don't have to use a lot of them. But a couple of them that's useful is this little auto orient. This is going to auto orient in a way that is going to minimize the number of supports you're going to need. So let's auto orient this. Notice it flipped it. Okay? Because the base is bigger now on the bottom than the top, right? And usually things will orient that way, and you're going to see another way that it oriented. Okay, and if you see right here, these are the little things that it's going to twist in and lock into the light fixture. Those are going to need some supports, and we'll see what that means here in a second. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I can move it around on the plate where I want to print it. Okay. All right. Okay. Then over here, I can go over and pick my support. Or pick my filament. I'm gonna say Bambu PLA Basic. Okay. And then it will automatically fix these settings for the right filament. And again, we've talked to that we'll have two types of filament that we usually will deal with: PLA and PETG. Okay. And typically, what we'll end up doing is the basic PETG or basic PLA when you're first getting started. And then as you get more experience, you'll get to play around with some of these more interesting filaments that they have. But those will be the first two that you typically start with just to learn how to use the printer. Okay. Other things that you can do with the printer is you can scale it. You can make the things bigger or smaller. Okay. You can also clone it. So if I wanted to print 2, I can right click or control click and I can clone it and say I wanted another one. Notice it picked 2, and notice it's off the plate, so I'm gonna have to put these guys onto my little bed here, right? Okay, so that my error goes away. All right, I'm only gonna have one here. All right, so now let's go back over here. My quality, I'm gonna say I'm gonna print it at 0.2. Okay, and standard, right? I can adjust it if I wanted to have it stronger. All right, and now it's going to have 6 walls, right? If I change this back to my standard print and I go to strength, notice it's now at 2 walls, right? Again, walls is where you get your strength. Okay, I actually ended up printing this at 6 walls because this is going to be a light fixture. All right. Infill density, I actually ended up changing it to 0 because I wanted the light to go through it. But you could print this at 20 if you wanted to. Change it to rectilinear or gyroid. Speed, don't touch. Support, click enable support. And I like having on build plate only for the most part. Sometimes if you leave that as a default, it will attach the supports to your model itself. And sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But when you're first beginning, you can leave that off. And the software is pretty smart. And we'll see what it does. Others, the auto will automatically put a little brim around the bottom. What a brim is it lays down a thin layer of filament to make sure that it sticks to the bed. All right, so it doesn't come loose. Because that's one of the bad things that can happen with a 3D print. It comes loose and then you're going to get up with a mess. And so the software is going to calculate whether you need it or not. This is a pretty big base, so you probably won't need it. Okay, so you can generally leave that. Generally, with a Bambu printer, they print so well, I typically just turn it off. You typically don't need it with a Bambu printer. So I'm now going to hit my slice plate. And now it's going to slice it. This can take a little bit of time. And what I'm doing is converting your model into G-code, which is basically a bunch of X, Y's, and Z's and telling where the printer is going to be going. Now, it's going to tell you how long it's going to take. This is going to take 6 hours and 17 minutes, even with a Bambu printer, which is fast. 3D printing is not the speediest thing to do. Okay, it tells you how much filament you're going to use. Right, I'm going to use 41 meters of filament, which is about 124 grams. My support is 17 meters of that. Okay, and my total filament is about 177 grams, 58 meters. All right. So if I move around, you can see my supports. That's what these kind of organic things are. That's why when you go to your support tab, always make sure you pick trees for the most part. Particularly when you're first beginning. The reason why is if I pick normal, I'm going to reslice it with normal. We're going to see what the supports look like. Again, it takes it a second. The normal supports are quite a bit harder to take off. Okay, and see what they're doing is they now have them where they're attached to your model itself. Okay, so now you're going to have to take them, and anytime you have a support on a 3D print, it's going to damage the surface of that print a little bit. So I'm going to go tree, auto, and I'm going to slice it again. So I almost never use the normal supports anymore for most of the things that I print. I use tree supports because it makes it easier to take off. Every now and then for special things I will use it, but notice where it makes it, it prints it up, and then it's just supporting these little spiral connectors here that is going to allow me to hook this into a light fixture. Alright, and then I've got one on the inside because I've got a little connector on the inside, and then these just fall right out. Okay, so you just take them right off, and then you'll have your 3D print. And then what you'll do once you've got it sliced, it looks good, you can test it over here with this little slider bar. And so down here is the bottom. Okay, so then you can go up and see if you see any problems with your model during the slicing. And usually what you're looking at here is I wanted this one to be somewhat thin. If you have any holes or something just looks wrong during the slice, right? If something looks disconnected, that might cause the print to fail. But everything looks like it's all connected. It's all one piece. Nothing looks like it's an issue during the slicing process. Then you'll go up here to print plate. You'll click the little down arrow there. You will say export plate slice file. You will click the export plate slice file, and what you will do is you will go over and you will save this typically to an SD card, and you'll give it some name, and then you'll just click save, and you'll take that SD card over to the printer and insert it, and you will print it from there. Just double check that you've saved it, and typically our naming convention is we typically say first name, last name, name of the printer, and filament type. And then if you have a color, We have limited colors, and so let's say I wanted to print this in blue. So that is typically our naming convention. That way we know on that SD card that it's your print. You're printing it for an X1C because the SD cards move around the room. And you're printing it with PLA and you want it to be blue. So that way if the SD card gets moved from one printer and gets used in another printer, but then we need to print that file again, we know what printer it needs to be printed on, and filament and color. Okay. All right, so that's how we use Bambu Studio.